Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Gray-Bearded Summoner. Welcome back to Fire Emblem Heroes. Today, due to a technological issue, there will be no summoning video. However, I decided to fill in for the lack of content and do something that I, in truth, haven't seen a whole lot of people doing. And that is a Fire Emblem Heroes original character tier list. Now, a couple of things before we get started. This tier list will be completely subjective and biased because I am the one creating it, and it is my opinion. Second, there will definitely be spoilers in this tier list while I'm going over some of the characters. If you have any issue with that, feel free to turn off the video, go complete the story modes, and come back when you've already done so. I apologize in advance. Some of my thoughts may very well offend you. But, again, this is my opinion. If you have a different one, please feel free. Leave it in the comment section below. Let's have a discussion. Or join me on my Twitter. I'm at Gray Summoner. Please. I'd love to talk to you about how you feel about my list. Or if you feel the need to make one of your own, feel free to do so. But that's enough prattling on from me. Regarding how I'm going to rate the characters, this is not going to be based off of their effectiveness as units, because firstly, some of them aren't playable. Secondly, that shouldn't be a determining factor. This is going to be how the characters, whether or not they made an impact on me while I was playing the game. So, that aside, I'm going to quit prattling on about anything but the heroes, and let's get right in. First up on the list is us, the Summoner. I've always been a C kind of guy. Feel free to put them wherever you feel they're better suited for you. Our boy Alphonse. He's been there with us from the get-go and has had the most development, but he's not S tier. He's good. He's a good character for what he's supposed to be doing, which is being our guide. But, again, A tier. Not super great. His dark counterpart, Lif. Don't want to play favorites, so I'll put them both in the same place. A's probably gonna fill up pretty fast, just letting you know now. Veronica's brother Bruno. I've given this some thought in advance, just to see where I would put who. Regarding old Bruno, I don't know. He's not S tier. He's good, but he's not S tier. He's being controlled by the Dark God, and he's gone most of the time. Sorry, Bruno, I gotta put you at B, buddy. It's just not... You're just not there enough. You have had some of the better moments in the game when you saved Veronica and Yilger from... Hell, Bendy saved. He was on their way out. But B for Bruno. B for Bruno. Next. The brother of Niflheim. He suffers a worse fate than Bruno, because he shows up pretty much at the end of Book 2, does his thing, and he's made out to be this guy who attacked Surtur directly, which was pretty much a death wish for anyone else. Afterwards, though, you don't really get a lot out of him. He pretty much just gone. So, I'm gonna get hate for this, but oh well. Reed, sorry, brother, you got a D. Air. The Princess of the Dead. I'll admit, at the start of Book 3, I'd have punted her down to E and not thought twice about it. Regarding Air, though, currently she's had some moments in the Forging Bonds. I'm going to put her right here. Because I think some of the moments that she's had with some of the other heroes during the Forging Bond segments are actually do appeal to her, and she's trying to grow as a living person, which is interesting to me. Mirabellis. Yeah, the hate's coming. I can feel this one. I can certainly feel the hate on this one. But your stick is you fall asleep. Yeah, I understand you're a dream fairy. But other than that, and the fact that you're Peony's friend, why are you here? Because we needed a midpoint character to summon and you didn't want to drop any of the evil fairies just yet? Okay, makes sense. Oh, our girl Sharena. She's going up with her brother. I'm not... She's not S tier. Because she's just been absolutely bulldozed as far as any kind of character content. That's just... But she's not going to be at the bottom of my list. She can be at the bottom of someone else's. OG Veronica. Still controlled by the Dark God, which has yet to be named, but shows up a lot more than Bruno, and helped us make me personally the better looking version of Brida Black Angerboda. Yep, A-Ray. Gunther. Why, you ask? And here's where the spoilers start to come in. She's the first L we take. She is the reason I dislike Surtur's, not character, because as you're about to find out later on, he's a little higher on this list than you'd probably like him to be. But she was the fodder. She's the first one, though. She's the first one to drop. And we have to watch it. We are forced to read as it's described to us, her being burned alive. And then she still manages to help us. And true to form, one thing I can appreciate about Heroes is that while she's been mentioned, thank you most recent Forging Bonds for ripping that wound open, she hasn't been brought back. So, yeah, Gunther, S tier. Moving on. Thor. Again, you're kind of like Mirabellis. You're worse than Mirabellis. Because your only existence is to give us a game mode. And something going on behind the scenes. Nope. Sorry. Sorry, you give us a game mode that's relatively fun. Relatively. Like Yarn. By the way, for those that are S tier, you'll notice there will not be a hesitation. Because I won't have to think about it. S tier, I have pretty much set up right here, and it's not going anywhere. Why leg Yarn in S tier? Because she's the second one we lose. And her last breath is save my sister, please. And at that point, we're getting a little sick of taking L's from Surtur. As Fjorm agrees. So, leg Yarn, S tier, that's not even a question. And no, this has nothing to do with the fact of her summer halt. Stop looking at me like that. Next up, Phoenix. This guy got such a raw deal. I can't. No, 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 no. I gotta do it. This guy got such a raw deal. Being the guy who was on the only FEH channel that's been removed from Nintendo Mobile. The only one. Phoenix got such a raw deal. He's only showed up in one other video, and that's the castle conversations that the voice actors had a couple of months ago. Other than that, he hasn't shown up again. His voice actor has. He hasn't. And I feel that's just the rawest deal. Just because he was the one that had to announce FEH Pass. Freya. She's a strong character, but her strength came a little too late to be an A tier. I can appreciate her and the fact of how it's just she was finally starting to grow right as we had to take her out. Otherwise, she was a brother complex. That's it. But right there at the end, you see she's trying to develop, and it's like, why do I feel these things? And then her ultimate act of sacrificing herself and using her remaining power to restore Plumeria and Triandra and the rest of the fairies. You were starting to see a better character. And I definitely want to see that for the future. Loki. There's a reason why. There's a plot twist I think that's coming in Book 5. I could be completely wrong, and I'll be happy to say when I am. But I have a thought. As weird as it is, I think Loki's the Queen of Jotunheimer. Because we haven't seen her. And Dagger and Note have been acting independently of the Queen. The Queen. And in Norse mythology, along with Marvel comic universe, Loki is of Jotun. She's an ice giant. He is an ice giant. Just raised with Odin and the Allfather. So she's getting a C tentatively. That could actually go up or down depending on how future interactions work with her. She's a good trickster. She's good at what she does. I'm not going to hold that against her. Peony. Start of Book 4 and even to the halfway point, she'd have been D. Not E. I wouldn't be that harsh. But now that that's over and she's had some forging bonds to help flesh her out, she's getting a solid B. Is she the strongest character? No, but then again, she hasn't been around very long either. Also, speaking of Book 5, you'll notice that in the listing over here in Who's Left, you'll notice they're not there. And I'm kind of appreciative of that because Book 5 is still too young. I don't have an opinion of Fafnir, Oder, Reagan, Note, or Dagger. Dig Dagger. Anyway, the 3 Zelda fans watching will get that reference. Moving on. Freyr. I'm sorry. This is the one L I didn't feel anything about taking. And he's still significant in the fact that we have to kill him ourselves. He's unarmed. But even with that, he just falls flat. Peony talks him up a great deal. It's like, hey, we're going to go see our king. He's going to fix all this. We get to him, he's like, no, I'm sorry, I can't really do anything. What? Why did we come here? What are you going to do? Can you do anything? What are you doing here? Okay. So it's just, Freyr just fell off. Sorry for his fans, but... And this shows in the fact that he's not even in Heroes yet as a playable character. Good lord, what would he do? Die and not cause out game over? Gustav. I am not going to rank a dad of Fire Emblem below C. That's not happening because I am a dad. So, no. And his interactions with Alphonse did indeed make it kind of heartfelt that when we lost him. I kind of saw it coming, but if you've watched anything and played this mobile game, you'll probably see most of the plot twists really coming. But Gustav, I'm not gonna put him low. I can't do it. I'm not gonna put a Fire Emblem low on this list. Not happening. Plumeria. Again, it's the characters that are S rank made me feel something. And as I am swiftly approaching the age of 40, not as much moves me anymore that isn't familial. But Plumeria's story of being left at the bottom of a well by a mother who could honestly care less, and then Freya finding her and going, "You can be a fairy. Let's show the world what you can do." And she did. Right up until she bumped into us. I can appreciate, and the fact that she's still, to this point, trying to find a way to get Freya back. I think this character is awesome, and I can't wait to see more of her, along with Lif and Thracier. Hell, the goddess of death. She just didn't impress me. Your job is to kill things. That's what you do. My only question is, okay, why did we have to kill you? Other than the fact that you were apparently being a butthead. I still don't wholly get how the world is working with her gone. But she was a flat. They tried to make death sympathetic, and I'm honestly gonna say failed. That's the way I feel about it, though. Next up, Levitain. She's ranked so high because I want to see more of her. And that may be bias, and I'll be the first to admit it if it is. But I can't wait till we either go back through Muspel on the way somewhere else and we get to meet Queen Levitain. I want to see that character and how she's handling her country. This is what I want to see from the character, and because of that potential, she gets an A rank. Thracier. There's no way I wasn't doing that. And that's not a pass because she gets up next to Boyfriendu and her counterpart. Thracier is a character like Lif and like Plumeria I can't wait to see more of. I want to see what their future interactions will hold. And I can't wait. Thracier, Lif, when they showed up at the end of book 4, I absolutely popped. I loved it. And again, this list is about making me feel something, whether or not you do. She got 8th place in Choose Your Legends. And I immediately summoned for her the absolute moment she became playable in the Valentine's banner, in the Day Devotion banner. No one is surprised that's been watching this channel that's been following me that Henriette is where she is. Because again, as a parent myself, but she, so you're wondering, why is Gustav a B? Because unfortunately he died. So his character development kind of ended there. That could change if they ever give us Fallen Gustav. And I apologize if I've been calling him Gunter. It's Gustav. But if they give us Fallen Gustav and they expound on his character a little bit more, that I want to see. I also want to see more of Henriette, though. Because even in her Day of Devotion, in her alt, she's hinting at the fact that she's more powerful than she's letting out. She's containing something. She's holding back. I wonder what happened that made her do so. And the fact that she tries to just be a good mom. And I can dig that. She tries to be a good parent. Even though the responsibilities of being queen kind of take precedence. No one is going to be surprised by this. No one is going to be surprised that little bird is at the top of this list. No one. Admit it, when you went through book 4 and you saw her perch broken on the floor of the fallen Order of Heroes, the fallen barracks, you felt something, didn't you? Hellbendy. I liked him. He was a cool big brother character. Gruff on the outside. Kind of one note, but I know it. I'm going to put him right there next to B. Next to Bruno. He was a strong big brother character, and I feel bad for what happened to him. I wish he was still in the story so we could see more, maybe even of his sister. Ready for some controversy? Here we go. Greybeard. Surtur. A rank? Yep. And here's why. Is under mind control. Has a brother complex. Is literally the god of death. Everyone else, and even including Fafnir from book 5, he's also under mind control, so he doesn't really count either. The Etri is the only other person right now that matches this guy. And as much as I hate him for what he did, killing Gunther and being responsible for Leggjarn's death, because if he hadn't sent her out, it wouldn't have mattered. And just the countless number of lives he took, the destruction he sought. But there's the thing, though. Again, the list is, did it make me feel something? And oh, baby, did I feel something. Surtur is the only unsympathetic villain until Etri, and even right now, I don't really count her because we're not done yet. His job was to make you hate him. And if he did it, he did his job. And I'm not going to knock that. As much as I hate him, I'm not. That's just a solid character. That's a solid villain. You don't need a reason. I'm just going to be evil. That's it. Triandra. I put her with her mom. I put her with her mother and sister. Because while I can appreciate Triandra's story, but she's not S tier. She was just, I became evil for some reason that's not even really explained. I wasn't previously a human. I was just another fairy with my sister. So, and I became evil. Not wholly understanding that one. So, not as strong a character, unfortunately. Not in my opinion. But, her along with Plumeria, I'm looking to see what they do with the extended story. Oh, no, you know where she's going. You know exactly where this girl's going right here. She's not S tier, but she's been with us from the beginning, and I'm not gonna put her any lower than that. Not happening. Yep. I like Anna. She's practically the reason any of the summer banners happen. Her or her counterparts. So, yeah, no. Anna's A tier. Not gonna be able to convince me otherwise. Yilger. I'm sorry. Literally, you were a plot device. For half of your screen time, you were her. For half of your screen time, you're not even yourself. You're Loki in disguise. Sorry, I'm not going to have any sympathy for that. And it doesn't make a good character. She even has some fortune bonds that's like, oh, that's kind of sweet, but you're still a little sister. And, sorry, she came in too late, and then she was used as a disguise for the trickster. And that just hurt how much I cared. And this list in particular saves the best for last. Well, one of the best. There's obvious bias here. I've been playing since the summer of 2017. Summercorn was my first unit. This was our first book. This was our first hero. And the fact that she's consistent, speak nothing else of how you felt about her watching members of her family die. Knowing that her life at the time was going to end because of the sacrifices she had already made. And her continued existence, questionably, with us and her debt to the Summoner Greybeard. My character. Our character. There'd be nothing. I'd feel wrong if I put her anywhere else. Fjorm definitely takes the top. I hope you all have enjoyed. This is my list. This is it. I am gonna get so roasted. But this is what I get when I don't get a summoning video out. That is about it for me. I hope you all have enjoyed. If you have, leave a like or subscribe. If you want to see any other tier lists, I'm sure there are plenty of these floating around. I wouldn't mind doing another one. And until next time, I will see you on the battlefield. Take care.